Hello and welcome to Nana Yoga. My name is Nanako. I'm a yoga teacher and I live in this beautiful place called Myoko, and you can even see the peak of the mountain which this area is named after, Mount Myoko. And this yoga lesson is a yoga class specifically targeting your glutes. So your sore bum after snowboarding or skiing, I'm not separating it in this video here because you will need to be able to use those glutes again if you're skiing or snowboarding tomorrow, because inevitably you're gonna have to squat a lot. So let's get started. So we're gonna start in a lying down position, so lying flat on your back. We're gonna bring the right foot up towards the sky and then the left heel up as well. So you're gonna bend that knee, right foot's gonna come above the left knee. And here you're just gonna bring that left foot also pointing up towards the sky. And then here, if this feels good, that's fine. If you would like to go a little further, you can bring the left hand behind the left thigh, right hand behind the right thigh. And then here you don't need to lift your head like I am, but bring both hands just behind that thigh. And then lying nice and flat from your lower back all the way up to your head. You're gonna press that heel, even that left leg in towards your chest. And then you're gonna press with your right elbow out onto that right knee. And then if that's not quite a reaching point for you, just make sure you're doing that sort of motion where you're bringing that left knee in and just bringing that right foot out a little bit. I'm going to stay here for a few more breaths. Last breath here. And as you exhale, we're going to undo both legs. We're going to do this again on the other side. So left foot's coming up above the right knee. And you're going to bring both hands just behind that right thigh. And you're going to press in towards your face and bring that left knee out towards the right foot. So you're going to, and then if you'd like to, you can bring that left elbow to just kind of press into it. Or if this is good enough and you don't want to use your hands, the reach is a little bit uncomfortable, just make sure to relax your shoulders as well, and just make sure you're just bringing that right knee in towards your face, left knee out, right foot up towards the sky. So staying here for a few more breaths. One more breath here. And then undo that left leg. And then we're just going to bring ourselves up. So you're going to kind of bring your feet above your heads, kind of like you would have done as a kid. And you're going to press yourself up and then forward. So here you can stand exactly where you are at the front of the mat. And then otherwise, I'm just going to face you guys to make it easier. So we're just going to bring ourselves into a mountain pose. I like to teach mountain pose because I'm in the mountains. Anyway, hopefully you are too. And both hands are by your side. You're going to press down into your feet. You're going to bring the knees and kind of bend them down a little bit. So you kind of want to stabilize here. So kind of doing like a chair pose, but not quite there yet. So here you want to sort of point your eye to a non-moving object. So kind of your drishti gaze. So you want to be gazing towards that space so you don't quite lose your balance. And then here you're going to press all of your energy down into the left leg. Bring the right foot above. You're going to bring yourself down, 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 down. And then hands can either stay on your hips or above your heart. I'm going to place mine here. You're going to keep going down. So it's exactly what we did in the pose earlier, but this is a variation. So kind of like a pigeon pose, but standing up this time. So a few more breaths here. And then inhaling, I'm going to come up and then undo those legs. Okay, I'm going to do that on the other side. So you sort of feel it in your glutes now. So you're going to, hands by your side, mountain pose, Tadasana. You're going to point your eyes towards a non-moving object to just gaze there, your drishti gaze. So nice and concentrated. So bend the knees down, again like we did with a sort of chair pose. Oh, there goes the crickets. And then right foot's going to point down, and then left foot's going to kind of come above your right knee. Hands by your side. And then here, hands on your hips, hands on your heart. Staying here for your rest. So you can go lower and lower and lower and lower. I'm going to just move my foot a little bit. You should feel it in that left glute now. Hopefully you can hear the birds. And then inhaling, oh, there's a crow. And then left leg's gonna come down. Just do a quick wiggle of those hips. Then we're gonna bring ourselves back down. So you're gonna come down, and here we're gonna bring that left foot out. So we're gonna do a Skandasana now. So here, you're staying where you are, right here. And then you press your palms down. So if this is quite low, you can come up a little higher. If your hands a little bit far to reach the floor, just make sure to place them up above your heart. Just hands together, or come lower down. So here's a bit more of a stretch alongside the sort of inner thigh area. We're going to go to the other side. So either press your hands down on the mat, and just make sure your back is nice and long. And then you're going to bring yourself to the other side. So Skandasana, I like to call this in my yoga lessons ninja pose, because you're in Japan, so if you come to a lesson. So it's kind of a bit fun. So staying here, one more breath. We're going to go to the other side. So as high or as low as feel comfortable. And another side. Now we're going to get into our low lunge. So we're going to bring that right foot down on the mat. We're going to straighten ourselves forward. And then we're going to bring that right knee down. So you're already kind of in your low lunge. We're going to sort of make sure that foot is down, so it's about 90 degrees here. Untuck that back foot. Bring both hands up towards the sky. Don't fall over. Fifth breath here, so you're going to bring both hands down, bring the left foot just behind you, so you're going to kind of be in a tabletop position. And here we're just going to bring us bum back into down dog, just to transition. Right foot up above you, behind you, to forwards by your hands, left knee down. You're going to come up and rest your hand. Just make sure that foot's about 90 degrees. If you go in too much, it's going to kind of damage, be a bit too much on the knee, so just bring it back, and then bring your hands to the side. Make sure hips are straight. Bring both hands up towards the sky. And then both hands are going to come back down. Then here we're just going to get back into our four-legged sort of tabletop position. The next pose will be pigeon pose. So right knee is going to come in towards your right wrist, and you're going to bring the left foot out, just sort of towards the left wrist. You're going to bring your left leg out behind you. And here you can stay here. So you're kind of facing forward, chest open, looking forward. But make sure your hips are kind of straight, so kind of facing the way your shoulders are and looking forward. And if you'd like to, of course, you can come further down, place your head down, just make sure that your right hip is in and left hip is forward. Stay as high or as low as feels comfortable. You are your number one teacher after all, so listen to your body. And then placing both hands down, you're going to come up, you're going to undo the legs to a four-legged position. Then you're going to bring the left knee in, and then right foot, left foot towards the right wrist, and you're going to bring the right knee behind you. And then here again, you're in your pigeon pose, so if you're a little higher, it's not a problem, just make sure your hips are straight. So here to straighten the hips, you right hip a little more forward, left hip a little further back, looking forward, so staying here a few more breaths. If you'd like to, you can get down lower and probably going to stay about here. The last breath here. Then inhaling, I'm going to bring the left hand down, right hand up, left foot behind you. I'm going to bring both feet just where they are, and then you're going to bring them in front of you. And here we're just going to do a bit of a twisting pose. So both feet are in front of you, kind of like a doll. And then you're going to bring the right foot above the left knee. And here I'm going to twist. So left hand up above you. And as you exhale, left elbow just above the left knee. And then the right hand's just going to come a little bit behind you. You're just going to look behind. So one more breath here. And as you inhale, we're going to bring ourselves up. I'm going to do this on the other side. So undo those legs. Left foot goes above the right leg. Right hand up above you. And then the right elbow on top of the left knee. And then left hand behind you. Press a little bit further on that knee with the elbow. And you can look behind. A few breaths here. So looking behind over your left shoulder, I should say. And then inhale, and back to center. Undo those legs. We're going to get ourselves into a happy baby pose. So lying flat on your back, make sure it's nice and flat and comfortable. You're going to bring both knees above you. So essentially it's like having the knees in and giving yourself a hug, but you're going to widen them apart and then bend those feet towards your face. And you're going to press those knees down and those feet down towards the floor. So here, if that's all right for you, you can reach your hands behind your knees. If you'll just get that feeling, doesn't really matter too much about the hands. So if it's okay, place them behind your knees. If you're also wanting a little further, to go a little further, just bring your hands above the inner part of the outer part of your feet and then press down. So we're going to stay here. If you'd like to give yourself a little massage, you can sway side to side. And then bringing both knees down towards the floor. Final breath here. And inhale. We're going to bring the knees above, or your feet above your head. We're going to swing ourselves back into a comfortable seated position. And here we'll just do a last breath together. So both hands by your side. Inhale, hands up towards the sky. Hands together and down in front of your heart. Thank you very much for watching this. I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, please like, and if you have any comments, I will reply to them, so write them in the comments below. And please subscribe, and if you'd like to watch some of the other channels, if you'd like to watch some of my other videos, those are also available. I will be updating videos every Thursdays. So hope you enjoyed it. Thank you. ありがとうございました。